superheroes during World War II. Now that's the pitch behind Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra. The game brings together Captain America and a 1940s era Black Panther, not the modern one we know and love, but his predecessor, to fight a very familiar enemy, which is Hydra. It's an action-packed, action-adventure, single-player game developed by Skydance New Media. With pedigree, the team is led by Amy Hennig, known for the Uncharted games, and published by Playon. I don't know if I said any of those words correctly, but I said them. In terms of the story, the game is inspired by the 2010 comics miniseries Captain America Black Panther Flags of Our Fathers, reimagined for a gritty World War II era narrative. Players are reportedly able to play as multiple characters: Steve, Captain America, Azuri, the 1940s Black Panther, a Howling Commando soldier, Gabriel Jones, and a Wakandan spy named Nanali. So, if you love cinematic storytelling, alternate history, Marvel, and ensemble casts, this game is basically conceptually ambitious for what we kind of know so far. Now, before we go any further, I want to say welcome back to another video. My name is The Avenger, guys, as you know. This game seems to be on thin ice, a lot of people are saying. And there's a lot of news going around about this game recently. So we're making a video on it. We're going to talk about a few things like its release, what we know about it, and all that good stuff. Now, we don't know much, but we do know a little bit. So, and before we get into it a little bit further, I just want to say thank you guys for the support throughout this year. We are coming to literally December in like 2 days. So, and the support on the channel and the videos that I've made have been absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to make a separate video on that later on towards the end of the year. But I just want to highlight my gratitude to everyone who watches not only this video, but all my other videos. I know I've been a bit slack, but I will pick up the pace and more videos will be coming, and I will be streaming during December the Batman Arkham Origins game for Christmas. Now, when will I start that? I don't know yet, but more on that in a stream. Back to the original video. What was the original release plan? Now, what we know is the game was originally set to release in 2025, which is this year. Like, if we passed it now. And then in May of this year, similar to GTA 6 delay, we also heard a delay that this game had its first delay. And it was instead supposed to now be landing in early 2026, which is in a few months. They're saying that they need more polish to live up to their vision. But now, as of November of 2025, there's been a second delay. The new official statement from Skydance says that the release is now beyond early 2026, with no concrete release window. In short, what was once a 2025 release to then an early 2026 release, it's now unspecified. Now, if they did that with GTA 6, I will never be the same person. So, thankfully, we don't know much about this game, and I'm not as hyped for it as I want to be yet, but yes. But this means essentially that fans like you and I of Marvel and Captain America, Black Panther and all that good stuff may need to brace for a wait that could stretch well beyond 2026, unfortunately. Given this progression, many in the community are naturally wondering, is this game effectively on ice or is it inching towards cancellation? Now, that's the question that I'm going to be leaving you guys with in the comments. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you guys think this game is like gonna be delayed? Is it gonna be put on hold for a while? I want to hear what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. But what we know about the game so far in terms of its strengths and promises is that it's set in World War II. It's occupied by Paris, Wakanda, and Hydra's global machines thingies, and promises a darker, gritty Marvel tale. Now, we also know that 4 playable characters such as Captain America, the 1940s version of Black Panther, Gabriel Jones, which is a Howling Commando, and Nanali, which is a Wakandan, each presumably offering different perspectives and gameplay styles. We also know that the game runs on Unreal Engine 5, meaning we can expect modern graphics, potentially cinematic sequences, and immersive environments. According to the developers, the trailer shown was a real-time in-game engine thingy. Now, not some pre-rendered fluff, which for that trailer that we got, that small little snippet was absolutely amazing. Now, I'm not as hyped for this game as I want to be yet. I really want to be hyped for it. I just need to know more about it. Now, delays obviously ruin the mood a little bit in trying to get hyped for stuff. But with this, that trailer did get me hooked on. I will say that completely. We also know that Amy Hennig is at the helm, the same person that was behind one of the most successful cinematic action adventure games properly, and also the reason for the optimism that this won't be a shallow cash-in title, but a serious narrative-driven experience. Now, because of this ensembled cast and historical Marvel mix, there is a unique opportunity for storytelling and real-world history, and combining all that with comic book fantasy, which, you know, few games do attempt to do. It's going to be like absolutely peak cinematic. And at its core, Marvel 1943 still holds a potential to deliver something unique and meaningful for Marvel fans. Now, we're going to talk about why people are worried and why myself is also worried. So, the repeated delays. Now, before we go and talk more about delays, we don't know much about game development, at least me personally. All I know is that there's a lot of time and a lot of effort that goes into all of these games. So, the more ambitious, the more perfect the developers want to make the game, it's so highly going to be delayed. Like, take, for example, GTA 6, one of the most ambitious games ever, has gotten delayed 2 times. Well, 3 times technically. And, you know, people are saying, is this game going to get delayed again? I personally don't think it is, but we're not going to talk about that right now. With this game, we know that it was supposed to come out this year. And especially with the recent indefinite push to a unreleased release date, so they went from 2026 to then beyond 2026, it breeds uncertainty. And when a project gets delayed past its second announcement window and then falls silent, it's always raising red flags. Compared to other Marvel games recently, some have been outright cancelled. Example, they're developing, you know, games like there was a game that they were making and they delayed it. There's a few games. I think it was like a solo Black Panther game. That one got cancelled. There's like a whole studio got shut down or something along those lines. And you know, there's a lot of cancellations of Marvel games at the moment. There's a sense of what if that this could follow suit alongside that. Now, we also know that there's an Iron Man game coming out. When are we going to get more news on that? We have no idea. As of now, we have no new gameplay footage. Nothing that's been shown public other than the original trailer that revealed the concept of the game. We've had little to no communication from the devs lately, which adds to the uncertainty. And then from a market/timing perspective, superhero game demand is pretty high, but so is scrutiny. A half-finished or underwhelming title could damage both the developers and the brand. That pressure itself might be a factor behind the delay, or worse. Now, again, I was talking about it earlier when we were talking about delays. A game that's trying to be so cinematic and bring 4 characters from Marvel's history together to take on Hydra, but also make it unique in a way. They don't want a cyberpunk situation. So we're just trying to make sure, I guess they're trying to make sure that this game comes out with no flaws and it's perfect on release. But all this technically means is, even though there's no official cancellation, the risk isn't zero. So we're hopeful for a 2026 release, but at the same time, beyond 2026 is looking pretty realistic. Maybe early 2027, they might even push it as a PS6 exclusive, which might be the case. We never know. I don't know. So, in short, if it's cancelled, there's, again, no official cancellation, but as of now, the release window is unclear, which puts the game in a limbo state. But why cancellation isn't given yet? Because the game seems further along than many other cancelled projects. For example, the recent Marvel games that never got past the early development, such as the Black Panther game, for example. Also, the talent that's attached to it, with Unreal Engine 5, amazing writers behind amazing games, suggests that there's serious investment in this game, and that studios don't usually scrap projects that are like, gonna live up to the hype. And also, the public statement frames the delay as a quality-driven decision, not as a shutdown. That implies that they still intend to finish and release the game, only just when it's ready. So, again, I'm going to talk about this again. When can we expect it? They said beyond. Early 2026 is very vague. It could mean late 2026 or late 2027 or early 2027 or further. Hopefully not. Hopefully 2026 is the release we get. The lack of updates kind of gives us, without trailers or blogs or concrete stuff, it's kind of hard to be confident on 2026. Beyond is kind of vague, but, it works, I guess. My take is, if I was placing a bet on it, I'm cautiously hopeful and optimistic. I don't think this project is dead. I don't want it to be dead. I wouldn't be shocked if it is, unfortunately, but I also would not be shocked if it's at the stage of a 2027 and above release window. Now, again, hopium and copium, I'm hoping late 2026, but at the same time, if you release this game in late 2026, it's going to compete against Wolverine and GTA 6. So I'm thinking 2027 is the realistic window for a release option for this game. Now, if I were you guys, here's what I'd be watching out for the next 6 to 18 months. We're going to hopefully get some new updates or statements from Skydance on their social platforms. Hopefully progress reports, that's always a good sign. Hopefully within that 6 to 18 month window, we see actual gameplay, not just cinematic trailers, as well as actual 1v1s in the game. I kind of want to see the gameplay perspective. Is it third person? How's that going to look? I kind of want to see that. Hopefully, platform announcements right now. It's unconfirmed what platforms it's going to be on, but it's most likely going to be on PC, Xbox, PS5. Maybe if they go to a 2027 release and PS6 comes out, maybe, theoretically. Community and leaks. Look, if you guys don't like leaks, stay away from them, but sometimes studios delays can happen, and when they do, people go in and leak the games, leak the stuff. So, not really advocating to look at leaks, but if you're curious and there's any leaks that surface, you can probably have a look at that. They'll be everywhere if they ever leak the game. And my closing thoughts as a fan and also someone who loves and wants to cover this game a lot more, the uncertainty is, uncertain. It's not frustrating, but it's more like, I really want to talk about this game. I really want to see more. I want to get into the hype for it, and it's just the delays are kind of getting rid of that hype for me. Now, sometimes delays lead to better games. Most certainly, all the time, a delay will either fix the game, put it into a better position when we play it, or they just completely scrap everything and redo it and make it a worse game than what we could have gotten. So hopefully it's not that, and it's too early. But if you're a content creator, or if you're just a really amazing person that wants to play superhero games like myself, the limbo period might be an opportunity for, playing other games. We have a lot more games coming out next year. We've got Batman, we've got GTA 6, and we've got Wolverine. But also, there's going to be a lot more speculation videos and theory discussions about this game on the channel. So if you guys do enjoy my Spider-Man 3 and my Wolverine speculation videos, I hope you guys will look forward to seeing more content on this game. Obviously, 2026 is coming, and there's a lot more games in 2026. So my goal is to cover almost everything, and I'll be more active in the year of 2026 than I am this year. Because this year, it's been pretty silent. All we've had is bad news, except for Wolverine. It's delays, delays, and delays. But bottom line is, don't write it off. Hold your breath. Don't do that either. We're going to get this game eventually, and we're going to get more games and more games. So as of right now, if you guys enjoy the video, hit that like button and subscribe. Hope you have an awesome day, guys, and peace out. Stay tuned to the channel. There'll be a lot more content coming soon. Bye bye.